In this video I want to talk about the newest Star Wars film, The Last Jedi, and how it breaks convention when compared with previous outings through the use of non-predetermined destiny. So, if we look back on previous Star Wars films, despite them being masterful pieces of original storytelling, they still follow the basic premise of any hero action film. That is, that we have a good guy and a good side, and a bad guy and a bad side. And good guy will eventually beat bad guy. Simple enough, it's worked for generations. Nothing wrong with that. We all know the story. Luke begins as a nobody from nowhere. An old man finds him and tells him he's special. He goes on a journey to fulfill his destiny. At all the times in this story, Luke is the hero, Vader and Sidious are the bad guys, and Yoda and Obi-Wan the teachers. This formula doesn't change from scene to scene or film to film, and that's fine. It is, after all, the most tried and tested model for storytelling that exists today. But in this modern day of storytelling, audiences are getting bored of this formulaic structure because we know what's coming, and there are few things more likely to kill enjoyment of a film than lack of surprise or excitement. So we now crave something different, something that defies our expectation of the film, and despite what you may think of The Last Jedi, it does this really well. What the film does is try and not make us see things in terms of simply good and evil, which adds a layer of realism to the films that I feel was missing up until now. It's a very modern, original style of film that adds suspense and reality to them, because in reality people aren't simply good and evil. We all have some good and some evil, and it's our actions that affect our future. Because our destinies are not predetermined, we have the ability to affect them, and our actions cause them. This film manages to beautifully demonstrate that. The scenes in the film build upon one another, with the actions of the previous scene affecting the next. And there's so many twists and turns and unpredictability in this film that it made for a very exciting watch.
To show me my place in all this.
For example, we have the beautifully developing relationship between Rey and Kylo. Now, in previous Star Wars outings, relationships between characters were almost exclusively between characters who were on their side. So good guys would only talk to good guys, and bad guys with bad guys. In this film, however, Rey and Kylo's relationship blurs the line between these moral extremes, and the film plays with the audience, with there both being a chances that Kylo could turn to the good side, and even Rey to the dark. We never really had such depth and complexity of characters in previous Star Wars films. Excepting, of course, the relationship between Luke and Vader, but which again really only fully blossomed in the final quarter of the final film, where Luke resists the temptation of the dark side, only for Vader to then turn to the good by killing the Emperor. I mean, there is also then Anakin's journey, I suppose, in the original three, but it's just so bad that I don't even want to mention it. Rey and Kylo's relationship culminates with the facing of Snoke, where we get this badass piece of conflict playing out for Kylo, and instead of killing her, he turns his lightsaber on the all-powerful Snoke, who's then cut down in a real what-the-fuck moment. Like, we did not see that coming. And then you think, oh right, so he's turned to the good side now, everything will be fine, it's all over. But no, because after they've finished disposing of the guards, we have this brilliant piece of telltale silence from Kylo, after Rey says, and we just know that things aren't over yet.
Ben?
It's time to let old things die.
Bang! Fuck traditions, fuck the Sith and the Jedi. There's only 3 of them left now anyway. You're nothing, and nothing that you were or did matters. It's who we are now, and the decisions that we make in this moment that shape our future.
I want you to join me.
And it's at this point in the film that you as an audience are almost as torn as Rey. You genuinely feel for both sides of the argument, which has never happened before in a Star Wars film. Damn, this film ain't black and white at all.
About your parents? Or have you always known?